The University of Central Florida is one of the largest universities in the United States. We currently have 68,000 plus students from 157 different countries, every culture, religion, background, you name it, we have it. It couldn't be more diverse. Mental health is the #1 public safety concern in the United States, and certainly it's the #1 public safety concern here at the University of Central Florida. Our population at college age is susceptible to having mental health issues and being in crisis. And our job is to save lives. And that's why we focus so strongly on mental health here at UCF. Well, it all starts with the police department. We get the call, student in crisis. Our officers are, I would argue, the best trained of any officers anywhere when it comes to dealing with these types of situations. All of our officers have been through crisis intervention team training. And then we provide additional training on top of that, scenario-based training, realistic type training, and that prepares our officers for situations they might encounter here on campus. With a population as large as ours, a certain percentage are going to be in crisis at any given time. Our officers face the challenge of dealing with students in crisis. If not every day, it's very close. So the number of Baker Acts, they have gone up by 51% from 2014 to 2017. And here we are in 2018, and we're about to set another record for that. So our officers deal with it every day, and it is a strong focus of our agency. Our continuum of care, it does start with the police officer, but when we need additional resources, we have partnered with Orange County government and their mobile crisis team.
We're a team of clinicians that is available 24 hours a day, 365 days a year to respond to an individual that's having a mental health or behavioral health crisis. We want to be a resource to the UCF Police Department when they encounter a student here on campus that's having some mental health concerns that don't meet the criteria for a Baker Act, but that they're concerned enough about this individual that they don't want them to have to wait weeks or possibly months to get into a mental health facility for an evaluation. So we can be called any time of the night or day to come right out and chat with that person and start talking with them about services that could be helpful for them.
Extra credit or extra assignments that you can do?
Will they let me take the test again?
We may, maybe, I don't know, we'll have to talk to them.
So what do you want?
We can find out. We just want you to come over here so we can go and try to maybe get in contact with you.
So CIT training consists of a 40-hour class at the beginning, and it's taught by law enforcement and mental health practitioners, and it's taught through lecture, and it's taught through role-playing and some field trips to mental health facilities, and then at the end, when you do the role-playing, you show competency in the skills you've learned for like de-escalation.
I'm a little nervous. I'm going to make sure you're okay. I don't want you too close to that ledge.
The value is simply the de-escalation techniques that we use as police officers is a perishable skill, and so we want to reiterate how important it is to keep those skills up and remember some of the key things that we need to do when we're dealing with people going through a mental health crisis. So we created this CIT Refresher Course for our officers that they go through every year. The entire department does, and it's a 4-hour block, and we sort of set the trend on CIT Refresher. And so that has caught on with other agencies in Central Florida, and I know of several that are now doing a very similar 4-hour block. So one of the most important things here at UCFPD is that all of our police officers are CIT trained, even our command staff members who don't normally go out to calls for service, or our office staff, sworn office staff. And one in particular call for service that I can recall was a young lady was threatening to jump off of a parking garage and kill herself, and one of our office staff guys happened to be the closest, and he was able to make contact with this girl until patrol officers got there, but he was able to handle the situation. And every officer who goes to a call for service here has the skill and ability to deal with crisis intervention.
Do me a favor, okay? We're going to have a nice conversation, all right? Because we want to help you. But can you put your feet over here for me?
So we got a call of a male student that was distraught and wanted to jump off a parking garage, and going to that call, I wanted to just help him. I just wanted to make sure he got the help that he needed. So he eventually agreed to come to the University Behavioral Center with me. I dropped him off, and 5 days later, he actually called the police department from my business card asked for me and asked for me to come pick him up, and I was able, we weren't busy that day, so I was able to go and pick him up and take him home.
First, somebody usually makes a complaint or makes a report that somebody had stated something or wrote something on social media, and then I have to investigate it by either looking at the social media. Then I usually do an interview with the person. I'll do a threat assessment with them, and then from there I use 2 different programs that I have that allows me to be able to do threat assessments on the person to see if they score high, meaning that yep, they are more than capable of making a, following up with a threat, or is it just a threat that somebody was upset and they just said something. It's not like investigating a burglary or something else. Those, if you find a person, you take them to jail and they're closed. These cases, you never close because you want to evaluate them. They're not gonna go away. So you just talk to them less, and you try to get them different, resources. It's how to help them till they get better, because putting them in jail is not gonna make them better. I mean, medication, better treatment, those are the things that are gonna help.